Eala just stepped inside Nike World Headquarters in Oregon, and listen to this, her portrait was already mounted on the wall waiting for her. Not as some guest, not as a quick tour visitor, but as a global ambassador whose image now stands shoulder to shoulder with the most iconic athletes Nike has ever backed. The entire tennis world is peering at this move really closely, and trust me, the competition has every reason to feel that pressure building. So let me ask you straight up, do you believe Eala's Nike deal is about to become one of the biggest brand partnerships in women's sports? Drop your real thoughts in the comments right now, because this isn't small talk. Hold up, we need to unpack what really went down in Oregon. This isn't just another cute social media moment you double tap and scroll past. This is a statement. On Friday, Eala pulled up to Nike World Headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon, and the welcome she got? Girl, that was not regular affiliate treatment. Nike rolled out what insiders described as a full-on cavalry for her arrival. Her portraits were already positioned inside the legendary tunnel at headquarters before she even walked through. And not just any tunnel, the same iconic hallway that showcases Nike's global ambassadors across every sport imaginable, not just tennis, but every discipline the brand dominates worldwide. And right there among those elite faces stood 20-year-old Eala, currently ranked world number 31, with a caption beneath her image that read, "History in full bloom." History in full bloom. Sit with that for a second, because Nike didn't choose that phrase randomly. Every word inside that headquarters, every visual, every caption is calculated with precision. Nike operates one of the sharpest brand communication machines on the planet. So when they place "History in full bloom" under the portrait of a 20-year-old Filipina tennis star inside their global headquarters tunnel, listen, they're declaring how they view her future and what they believe her journey symbolizes for the brand moving forward. This is not minor. This is Nike staking territory. They also featured a photo of Eala snapping a selfie with Filipino supporters, which is both heartfelt and strategically brilliant. Nike isn't just spotlighting the athlete, they're spotlighting the movement that follows her across continents and packs out arenas. They understand the Eala surge is bigger than one competitor swinging a racket. It's a cultural wave fueled by a loyal international fan base that grows louder every tournament she enters. Putting that fan selfie on the wall at HQ basically says, we recognize the whole ecosystem, and we're all in. Another portrait captured Eala recreating her reaction after reaching the Miami Open semifinals last year. Hands on her face, tears flowing, pure disbelief written across her expression like someone who just stepped into a reality she hadn't fully imagined yet. That photo became one of the defining snapshots of her breakout campaign. The fact that Nike chose to reenact and display it at headquarters? Not subtle at all. They're signaling that raw emotional breakthrough from a young woman who came through qualifying on a wild card and then eliminated 2 Grand Slam champions to reach the Final Four is central to the narrative they're building with this partnership. And what a narrative it is. Let's rewind to Miami last season, because context matters and you won't fully grasp this Oregon moment without it. She entered the Miami Open as a wild card who had to grind through qualifying. Most wildcards at WTA 1000 tournaments are thrilled just to reach the main draw and maybe steal a round. Eala didn't just steal rounds, she kept stacking them. She defeated Iga Swiatek, the world number 1. She took down Jelena Ostapenko, a Grand Slam champion. She beat Madison Keys, a crowd favorite, essentially playing on home soil in the United States. She stormed into the semifinals of one of the crown jewels in women's tennis, and she did it starting from qualifying. She later called that run the moment that officially put her name on the map. She said everything shifted after that week. She admitted her perspective expanded for the first time about what was truly possible in her career, and the rankings backed it up. She cracked the top 100 for the first time after Miami, securing automatic entry into every WTA 1000 event and Grand Slam main draw moving forward. The door didn't just open, it blew off the hinges. From there, the ascent has been non-stop. Top 100 after Miami, top 50 by year's end, top 40 earlier this month, and now world number 31 following her quarterfinal run at the Dubai Tennis Championships, where she beat Jasmine Paolini, ranked world number 8, 6-1, 7-6, before falling to Coco Gauff in the quarters. She also made the semifinals in Auckland, reached the quarterfinals at the Philippine Women's Open, the quarterfinals at the Abu Dhabi Open, and claimed the exhibition title at the Kooyang Classic. She stepped into her first Australian Open in Melbourne. The lone early stumble in that entire run was a first-round loss at the Qatar Open, and even that happened during one of the most impressive stretches of tournament consistency we've seen from a young player in recent memory. That's who Nike chose to frame on their walls. Not a maybe someday talent, not hype without receipts. This is someone producing results on the biggest stages in the sport, over and over, while carrying with her a wave of support from a region the tennis establishment has never truly seen represented like this before. Former pros Steve Johnson and Sam Querrey even said on a recent podcast that Eala is the biggest draw in women's tennis right now. Yes, bigger than Aryna Sabalenka, bigger than Coco Gauff. Think about that. We're talking about two Grand Slam champions with years of top 10 dominance, and yet a 20-year-old from the Philippines who wasn't even top 30 at the time of that statement was outpacing them in crowd turnout and raw stadium energy. Johnson compared it to what Ben Shelton was doing on the men's side the year prior, then went a step further and said Eala's momentum felt even larger. Nike understands markets at a level most corporations can only study. They've built global empires around athletes for decades, and they know the difference between talent and transformational opportunity.
The Philippines alone has more than 110 million people. Add the Filipino diaspora across North America, the Middle East, Europe, Australia, everywhere major tournaments are played, and you're talking about tens of millions more emotionally invested eyes. Before Eala, that entire community had no WTA standard bearer to rally behind, not for decades. Now they do, and they're showing up with flags, noise, pride, and energy that turns routine matches into something that feels like a national celebration. Nike saw that wave. Nike moved early, and now Eala's face is permanently placed on a wall in Oregon. Indian Wells and Miami are up next, and trust me, the timing of this headquarters visit is no coincidence. Eala came to the United States early on purpose to extend her preparation for these two massive tournaments. Indian Wells runs from March 4th through 15th. Miami follows March 17th through 29th. These are back-to-back WTA 1000 events, the biggest stops outside the Grand Slams. And for the first time in her career, Eala enters Indian Wells as a seeded player. She earned that seeding by climbing to world number 31. A seed means protection. It means she avoids top names in the early rounds. It means a smoother runway toward the business end of the tournament, exactly where she proved last year she belongs. Miami is where that iconic portrait moment was born. The tears, the shock, the breakthrough she called the highlight of her career. She returns to that same stage now as a different competitor, higher-ranked, battle-tested, backed by an even larger traveling fan base. And this time she carries the full force of a Nike Global Ambassador partnership behind her, which changes everything. The pressure hits differently, the expectations rise, and she's stepping into that spotlight after walking through the most famous sports brand headquarters in the world and seeing her own image staring back at her. That kind of psychological lift, money can't manufacture it. No coach can simulate it. Walking through that tunnel at 20 years old and reading history in full bloom beside your face sends a very specific message about how the architects of athletic superstardom view your trajectory.
Nike doesn't decorate those walls with hopeful guesses. They honor momentum that's already real. Her rivals on tour are watching this climb with a certain tension that only comes when something feels serious. When a player outside the top 10 starts earning seeds at WTA 1000s and consistently lands on the biggest courts because the crowds demand it. And when that same player is simultaneously elevated as a global Nike ambassador, with her portrait showcased at headquarters, the signal to the rest of the locker room is crystal clear. She's being treated as elite across every dimension of modern sport: performance, marketing, culture, community. The tennis was already undeniable. The results over the past year have proven Eala belongs at the very top and can beat anyone when she's locked in. Now the brand power is fully aligned with the on-court surge. Nike didn't wait for a Grand Slam trophy to make this move. They invested based on vision, and that vision is materializing faster than even optimistic forecasts suggested a year ago. That fan selfie displayed at headquarters explains why this partnership feels authentic. Eala's bond with her supporters isn't transactional. It's not casual applause for wins. Filipino fans travel to Auckland, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Melbourne, not just to watch tennis, but because she represents identity and pride on a global stage. As Manny Pacquiao recently said, she carries the flag in a way that resonates deeply and specifically. Nike placing that fan image on their wall shows they understand this story goes beyond individual stats. It's about what happens when a nation finally sees one of its own competing at the highest level and proving she belongs week after week. Indian Wells is 4 days away. Miami follows immediately after. The portrait is already mounted, the fan base is mobilized, the ranking continues to rise, and the rest of the tour sees all of it, fully aware that the player stepping onto their courts next month just left Nike World Headquarters with her name embedded into the brand's history. History in full bloom. Nike said it first. Now the tennis world is catching up. Eala walked into Nike World Headquarters, and her portrait was already on the wall. Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe to the channel.